Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me! And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half of the name Do It Twisted, here alongside Hex.
Yellow.
As Brother Pyro is out celebrating his birthday weekend. So happy birthday to Brother Pyro. And tonight we are covering Night of Champions, which is happening in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
So it is more of a daytime pay-per-view. Do you remember at least what start time we have today?
It's either noon or 1, I believe. Don't quote me on it.
For at least our time, which is Central Time,
Central,
correct?
yep. Central Time for us.
So, starting off right away, we have the Queen of the Ring finals. I believe that this is going to be the one that opens up the show, get us really well-paced throughout the rest of the pay-per-view. We have Asuka versus Jade Cargill. Now, we did get here by four fatal four-ways, correct? And then we went on to our semi-finalists, and now we're at our finalists.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Asuka beat... Who was it?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss and Jade Cargill beat Roxanne Perez for their chances to be here. Looking at our predictions, we have 2 that are going Jade Cargill. Everybody else, Asuka. So, me being one going Jade Cargill, I'm going to ask you, why Asuka?
See, this was a hard one. For one, Jade Cargill has not had the luxury since coming to WWE to be face-to-face with Asuka, because Asuka was out from a pretty horrible injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I am thrilled to see this one-of-a-kind matchup with the Empress of Tomorrow and the Storm Jade Cargill. It's going to, I hope, and I'm praying, that this is going to be a giant banger of a match. In the words of Sheamus, banger after banger. Let's just keep going with the bangers.
So you think that this is going to deliver on like a bigger scale?
I think it's going to deliver on a bigger scale. Not only that, I think Naomi, if she senses Jade Cargill's going to win, if she's planning on taking that title off Tiffy, she doesn't want Queen Jade on her heels. But let me tell you, that yelp when Jade came at her on SmackDown yesterday. I laughed so hard I thought I was going to lose control of my bladder.
Oh my lord. So, looking at the other side of things, me and Desario, shockingly on the same page. Both went Jade Cargill, and we all know how rare that is. I 1,000% agree with what he's got to say. So his words are going Jade. She challenges Tiffany at SummerSlam. Naomi cashes in at the same time. So either Naomi cashes in to make it a triple threat match, or Jade has just... We've seen the lengths that Tiffany can put Jade at. So who's to say, Jade wins it, she gets the big one for that time, but it's not her full time yet. I don't think they pull that big trigger on her just yet.
I would love to see her as Queen of the Ring at some point, because wouldn't you love to see a crown on Miss Jade Cargill's head?
Definitely. But I think if she's the one that wins this, then beyond that, this is when you have Naomi cash in. This is when you have her take the title, because Naomi's already talked about leaving. Mm-hmm. How she wants to start a family, and she wants to be on her own.
Mm-hmm. Totally fine.
So, let's go beyond that. Let's look at... We don't have much time with Naomi. Let's give her what she deserves before she goes out. Yeah.
I love the gimmick.
This is definitely her best gimmick.
Fierce. I love seeing a fierce Naomi. It's a whole different side to her that I haven't had the luxury of seeing.
Oh my god, no. And like her glow gimmick was good at the beginning because it was a beautiful baby face transition
from
her Team Bad group. When, Tamina kind of got lost in the shuffle. We had Sasha Banks really on the uprise. So for her to be glow, it really worked. And she did get the backing of fan support, but it was more as the underdog than anything. Now she's proving to everybody before she goes, I shouldn't have been looked at as an underdog, ever. Regardless of me being in Glow, or being in Team Bad, or being a Funkadactyl. I should have been looked at as a main event star, because I am that.
Into this match, though, there's got to be a little bit of underlying, at least a little bit of anger of Asuka, because during last night's segment on SmackDown, she was shoved aside so that Jade could get to Naomi. Came out during their little, confrontation. All was respectful until
then
Asuka was shoved to the side for someone who has no business being there anyway. She just, still mad about Bianca.
Oh, yeah.
Still mad about, Jade.
I get it. And another thing that, before this, that Brother Pyro and I have talked about is the fact that Asuka coming back from an injury, she's had more injuries on the main roster since coming up, that she's not as reliable as she once was. We went from roughly 544, I think is the number, days of undefeated streak for Asuka to somebody who I barely see in the ring anymore because of these injuries.
It's sad.
It is. It really is.
Me some Asuka.
Oh yeah, definitely. Take us into the next one.
All right, for our next match, we have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, a budding storyline that has been slowly building, with Karrion Kross being that little devil on his shoulder, like whispering in his ear. And of course, all culminating up to that slap, which is exactly what Karrion Kross wanted.
And this actually replaced another match, if I'm not mistaken. It replaced the Dominic Mysterio match because of the injury, yes.
Yep, that match did get pulled. I only just found that out yesterday. About that, the reason is why it got pulled. I forgot that was even a match that was supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, I think they
Pretty
revealed
sad,
that
actually.
on Monday.
I would have loved to see that title get defended. I would have loved to see that title.
I mean, it's Night of Champions, and we have 2 title matches. It's kind of a joke of a listing.
I just want to see Dominic Mysterio in that ring again. Okay, he's been doing great, and I just I like to see him have a title, even though he's so whiny about it. But that's neither here nor there right now. Here in Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, where Brother Pyro, Twisted, Flash, myself, and Desario here all went Karrion Kross, whereas Cauldron and Ridiculous went Sami Zayn. Always the Sami Zayn stan is Cauldron. Let me tell you, he loves him. He always rooting for that little underdog. And I love Sami Zayn. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not going to win the Karrion Kross, with this being his first match back in a while. And he puts his own money into his promos. And they're working. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, they need to give something to Karrion Kross.
And Sami needs something different, personally. He's a bit stale. I love him. I love how kind and genuine he seems to be, but he's getting a bit boring.
Something that works for him.
And maybe this thing with Karrion Kross will ignite something different. You never know.
Who's hoping? I know Desario had said, obviously he was taking Kross. The crowd has been begging for them to do something with Kross. Time for him to sink or swim.
Yep.
So let's hope.
Let's hope for the swim. Not only the swim,
the float.
Beautiful.
Let's hope for a beautiful
stroke
float
all the way across the lake, man.
This.
I don't want to see Karrion go. I don't want to see him drown.
No.
I want to see the bubbles.
It happened the first time he came up on the main roster. It was unfortunate, but we were also under a different era at the time. So, let's see what Triple H can do with him.
I'm hoping.
I am as well. Going into our next match, one of 2 title matches. United States Championship is on the line. Jacob Fatu, I don't know how you guys got him overseas, takes on Solo Sikoa.
I'm cool with it. I think Saudi's pretty cool with it.
Hey, I think they just needed a human crash out, as Brother Pyro calls him, so.
And also, I think he's such a crowd pop.
Definitely is.
He's such a crowd pop.
For someone who's as wild as he is and as much on technically the heel side as he is, he really does make that crowd just jump. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when Mysterio won the title at
It's the
Mania.
unpredictability on how bad is he going to cause havoc this time.
You know what? All of his matches should just be Extreme Rules matches.
They really should.
At this point.
Let this man shine.
Like, let him have at it, bruh. So looking at our predictions, we are all mostly unanimously Jacob. Aside from Desario, to nobody's surprise, he is the odd man out. But I do like his reasoning. If you take a look.
Enlighten me.
So he said he's taking Solo. New Bloodline member debuts to help out Jacob.
Are we talking about the rumors of
Or help
Yakudo?
take out Jacob. Probably.
I did hear that he was spotted in Saudi. But who knows if that's true or not. The internet floats all sorts of stuff out there. There was an AI video generated of Zoe Stark, quote-unquote, retiring from all of her injuries. And Zoe Stark was reacting to it.
Yeah, I doubt she would. I mean, do I see it needing to happen eventually? Yes. Is it sad? Yes. But I feel like WWE would let her go before that came.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd get that, boot out the door just like Sonya Deville did. Or Tegan Knox. I feel like she, unfortunately, as to say it, I feel like she should have been in that roundup of people to kind of scoot out the door. Well, that's just me personally. So, yeah. I mean, Desario thinks Solo's going to go and take the big one. I don't think he's ready. I think Jacob, regardless of another Bloodline member, Jacob's still going to take him out.
Not only that, there's been kind of a back and forth where Jimmy helped him out, and then he helped Jimmy out last night on SmackDown. Who's to say he don't get equally mad again that he's getting ganged up on by his own family again and comes out too?
Yeah.
Even the playing field just a little bit, because we all know Fatu can take on two by himself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And
that monster beast of a man.
And the fact that Jimmy's still kind of salty at what his little brother did, I mean, I don't doubt it. Right, next one.
All right, next up we have Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I could not think of a more beautiful type of match for those two brutal ladies.
Right, I couldn't either, but I need it to be a genuine street fight. I need everything but the kitchen sink used. Come on, ladies.
I agree.
Do not disappoint me.
I agree. All right, we have a somewhat pretty even split here with Twisted, Pyro, Desario, and myself going Raquel, where Flash, as no one's surprise, Cauldron and Ridicose went with Miss Rhea Ripley, which usually, that's my vote, Rhea Ripley, but if we remember what happened when we last saw Raquel, she had a little bit of help from a little Miss Weasel, Roxanne Perez, which she's not the only little weasel acting in this now, is she?
No.
Finn's been planting this, and with Liv gone, who's going to stop it?
Right.
Who's going to stop it?
I'm waiting to see where the culmination comes in this entire storyline, because originally, if we take a nice time machine back, and we go back to when now known as Adam Copeland, formerly known in WWE's Edge, was the leader of Judgment Day, we had Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan going against them. They had all agreed to stay together. Well, with Finn now being the new leader of Judgment Day, due to, injuries plaguing the baby faces at the time, where does this go now that he's really planting these seeds? Is it, Finn in the background? Has Liv now changed her mind and really wants to be with the Judgment Day? And this is going to be all good? Or does she return from injury and this is the breaking point?
You know what I think? I think Finn's plans here are going to backfire spectacularly as soon as Liv Morgan sets foot back in the building.
And
so
I know
Liv knows what he's doing, because she did it with him when Rhea and Damian were in the Judgment Day.
Definitely did.
I know as soon as I saw she was injured, I looked straight at Ridicose and I said, Liv and Rhea are going to tag up sometime in the future.
I wouldn't doubt it. They were a beautiful tag team beforehand.
Not to mention, they both are going through the same thing right now. Finn is turning the tables on them in the Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, there was something that you had mentioned beforehand, before we got on live, about Dominic. and where you think Dominic's mind is with this.
I think Dominic's way ahead of the game. I think he's smarter than everybody in here. I think he's going to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's had it done to him too. He was the willing or unwilling is to be determined victim in the last saga.
Yes, he was.
He looked to be very unsure at first, but then ultimately, what happened?
He was one of the originals.
But I think he's not going to do this again. I don't think he's going to let himself be used as a pawn again. He's smarter than that.
Yeah, surprisingly now.
And he's got a leg up on Vin. He's got a title.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you even said it, like, Dom's come so far.
He's doing great at being I'm just chilling. I'm just
gonna be back here eating my chicken nuggies.
And he is just, nobody is noticing anything, because what? He's just passive. Eating chicken nuggets is not super confrontational.
No.
He's just
Why do you need
chilling,
to be?
Whiny, acting totally himself, but I can almost see those wheels turning in his head
definitely.
When she goes down there, so.
Definitely. Alright, next up, King of the Ring finals. We have Randy Orton taking on Cody Rhodes. We have the 14-time champion taking on the one-time hoping to be 2.
Oh, man.
It's a very big dip in the scale here.
Yeah. If you could see Miss Twisted's hands there. Going wild.
Yeah, definitely. So looking at this, we are mostly on the side of Cody Rhodes taking the W, whereas Cauldron, Ridicos, they are on the side of Randy. Any reasoning why there?
Well, I'm going to be quite frank here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ridicos is a heavy ESO gamer, and he was mid-boss fight, so these were pretty rapid-fire answers for him. So I think he was on the same page as me, where this one was going to be really hard for us, too.
Yeah. I mean, it took me about 20 minutes to decide this one.
It took me all day.
Yeah.
It took me all day just to think of everything. But I think, as far as Cauldron goes, he wants to see him get his 15th.
Yes. I mean, I think we all do.
We're all big RKO Randy Orton fans, but we're also big American Nightmare fans. So this was a hard one for us to call.
It's a beautiful toss-up between the two.
It's going to be a beautiful match between two people that very much respect each other and are going to give them the best of everything.
I don't know if you know the history between these two.
Well, let me say, right now there's respect.
Right now, yeah. So going way back in WWE, they were in a group called Legacy. It was Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah.
They had this group. They were tag champions at one point, if I remember correctly, and eventually they all kind of split off. So there's been this quiet mutual respect between Randy and Cody, but Cody leaving the company, coming back, now he's a bigger face to the company. Randy Orton, it doesn't matter if he's a face or a heel, he's getting cheered either way. He's at that pinnacle, he's at that point where you don't necessarily care whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. You're always going to cheer for him. I mean, hell, we watched him try to punt somebody's head in and we loved it.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it kind of builds off of what Desario had said with him going Cody. He said Randy turns heel after the match, or as heel as they can make him, Randy will still get cheered. I don't necessarily see them turning him heel because Cena's heel right now, and I feel like that would clash way too much. But I do see Cody winning this because that's the rematch they're setting up for. That's the rematch where he gets his second world title. As much as it annoyed everybody with his first title reign, I mean, we also have to look at Money in the Bank. Quietly on the outskirts. Never put it past any Money in the Bank person.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm not sure that there's any clear defined target for Mr. Seth Rollins right now anyway. He has a couple they could be keeping his eye on, but he seems pretty set on one. But we'll see.
I think he throws us all for a curveball and goes for Cody. I really do. Because,
I mean,
think about it.
He did go face to face with him in that ring when he came out and defended. I don't remember who they were beating down in that ring, but Cody Rhodes came out. Jey Uso. It may have been Jey Uso.
I mean, he had his little scuffle with Jey.
There's been no confrontation since, so...
No, but...
It could be lingering.
We gotta look at... When we look back at SummerSlam, let's take a trip back to WrestleMania. Who's the one that came out as a surprise opponent and beat Seth Rollins at the biggest stage of them all? Cody Rhodes. So there's still that resentment. And we know that Seth Rollins is not one to let that go. So, I mean, there we go. Alright, take us into our last one.
Time for the main event.
At least I think this is going to be the main event, specifically who it is.
For the WWE Championship, we have John Cena versus Punkonomics. CM Punk. That was pretty funny last night.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Pretty even, again, for predictions with Twisted, Brother Pyro, and Flash and myself going with John Cena retaining. Whereas Desario, Cauldron, and Ridicos went with CM Punk. And do you want to go into Desario's disqualification reasoning?
So he says he is taking Punk by disqualification. Cena doesn't lose the belt till at least SummerSlam. So everybody's kind of on the same page where Cena's not losing this belt until SummerSlam. But this way it sets up another match between Punk and Cena eventually.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be for it. I absolutely love these two in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But Punk is right. Cena has yet to beat him. When it comes down to it. I loved...
The time is now?
I loved the whole yin and yang promo that they did on Monday. That was absolutely beautiful. Beautifully done by Corey Graves.
Cena dropped another pipe bomb to mock CM Punk.
Oh my God.
So that last night, Punk came out and mocked Thugonomics.
You know what? I feel like this heel turn would have been a lot better had he just gone back to Thugonomics, honestly. That would have made it so much better because everybody was so, like, in love with Thugonomics and waiting on it. And just, I feel like that would have done so much better at this point. But here we are. Unfortunately, I don't see Cena losing anytime soon because of the retirement tour, but somebody needs to give him a swift kick in the ass, honestly.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like, why did you turn your back on everybody when we don't even hear from the final boss at this point?
You know my opinion on Mr. John Cena's heel run. I found it incredibly boring. I feel like he's very repetitive as far as when he grabs the mic.
Yes.
It's really only the pipe bomb one that he did that was actually different. And I love
the superstars he called out, definitely. Because if you look back at, like, his previous time in WWE before he was a part-timer, these were men that he had friendships and rivalry with, and it was beautiful. It was, like, beautiful matches. So, Claudio Castagnoli, Matt Cardona, when Matt was injured and in a wheelchair, quote-unquote, that was, supposed to be his best friend. And then Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler. Like, we all know the matches that those two men put on. So,
yep.
I absolutely love it. And I mean, hey, when Punk did his, he said hi to Kurt Cobain, I think it is. I feel like the name is wrong, but I feel like I'm mixing two names.
I don't.
Totally.
Interesting though, you would bring Kurt Cobain.
No, it was Cabana something. I can't think of the name.
It certainly wasn't Kurt Cobain.
No. And that's why I say I feel like I botched a name here. Totally.
It's okay, we still love you.
It's okay, it's still really early for us.
Hey,
I'm still trying to process. Still trying to process a lot of things, but it was CM Punk's like best friend that got him outside of WWE, and they were big and whatnot. If If anybody knows exactly what I'm talking about, then you know. If you don't, look it up. That's all I gotta say.
True
at this point.
Fashion here.
I am tired.
Figure it out.
Hey, in 30 seconds, Brother Pyro would have been on my ass and would have fixed it. So, it's his fault for not being here.
I'm not Brother Pyro.
Oh, I know. Brother Pyro would have known exactly what I was talking about.
I'm cuter. Sorry, Brother Pyro.
Ain't nobody
I'm
arguing
kidding. He's
there.
cuter than me.
Nah, ain't nobody arguing there.
We miss you, Brother Pyro. I hope you're having a great birthday, vacation, trip, whatever you're doing.
Oh, it's okay. Brother Pyro, we're really going to hate the end of July and beginning of August because that's when Sister Twisted goes on maternity leave for baby Crossroads number 2. So
we're just seeing. That's why we blame the names on the pregnancy brain.
Yep.
Early morning plus pregnancy brain equals bad grammar twisted.
Literally. I don't know how I got through this podcast without you. It was either...
We got it.
It was either get Hex in or do this a solo one, and we see how bad this would have ended up if I did it solo.
Hi, I be here.
Oh, yeah.
I be weird.
Hey, completely fine. Alright, that does conclude our Night of Champions, even though it's half during the day and there's only 2 title matches.
It's night in Saudi.
You know what? It is Night of Challengers at this point because there ain't a single, like, aside from 2, there's no championships.
If they have another power outage in the Gorilla like they did on SmackDown, then it is going to be a little bit of a struggle.
Damn Camel. Hey, that's what I'm scrolling through Instagram and all I see is a note with the power outage and it says, "We're so sorry, a camel chewed one of the power cords."
It was a camel?
That's what I read. And I went, oh my god, if this is real, this is kind of hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious.
So, I don't want to assume because of where they are that it was a camel, but at the same time, I mean, you can't stop wild animals from being in anywhere. Yeah. Even if it were to be here in the States, who's to say raccoon doesn't come in and chew out one of the cables? At that point, like, it's... Hands up, nope. I just, my more or less thing when it comes to the names of these pay-per-views is if you're going to have it called Night of Champions, have more than 2 goddamn title matches. I don't think we'd care much collectively if we were to see, you know, obviously the King and the Queen of the Ring tournaments at this juncture or at another one. Or if we were to actually have more title matches. You had 3 title matches, if I'm not mistaken, on SmackDown. Why not try to put them on this pay-per-view? If it's literally called for the titles, why not do it on
You definitely could have done Zelina Vega Julia.
You could have done the Queen of the Ring, or the women's title match.
Tiffy and Nia.
Yeah, the last woman standing. You could have done that here. But at the same time, now that these things are listed as this, I remember back when we really had Night of Champions or Clash of Champions, whatever it used to be called, where you would sit there and you would watch it, and they would go through the history of the title that's going to be defended. Mm-hmm. They would talk about it. You'd have the beautiful match. Sometimes it would change hands, sometimes it wouldn't. But you got to go through the history books, and that's what I absolutely loved about, you know, Night or Clash of Champions, is you got to learn things that you maybe didn't know about a title.
Right.
Now it's just like, here's a title. It doesn't mean anything unless it's being defended on one of the big 4, and even then, you still don't always get that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And you should, because this is a big pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, if we get to SummerSlam and I don't see every single title defended on that, like, that 2-night stretch,
right,
it's BS. Mm-hmm. Just like this past year's Mania. We did not get every single title. And I get it that there's storylines that you need to wrap up. That's great and fine, but give us our champions on bigger platforms to show that you care about them.
Right.
Hey, Pyro wasn't here for it, so I had to do a rant. Because he would have done the same thing.
I'm here for it. I'm here for a twisted rant.
Well, that does conclude our pre-show. Thank you again for being here, Miss Hex, and for joining us.
Aye, Cap'n.
And with that, we leave you. Laters.
Bye.